and it has to be so hard and as a government entity to be able to put a message out there and people to be able to internalize that, read it, and comprehend it. And you find really magical ways to do that. So what inspires you to be so transparent within your communication?
Sure. So like you said, it really is kind of an extension of my personality to an extent, which I think is really important for brands or any type of organization on social media. You have to bring that human element into it, which is what makes it so transparent, right? I live in this community. My kiddo goes to school in this community. I work here. I care about this place. Why shouldn't our social media and our communications sound like somebody who does all of those things? And that's really why I bring that to the table. I know growing up in my hometown in Indiana, there wasn't a lot of transparency when I was growing up. And I remember being, in elementary school, even up to, when I moved back as an adult, not feeling like people were really being listened to, or not really feeling like I really understood what was going on until I got involved in the public sector myself. So my goal is really to make everyone feel like they are an active part of what we're doing at the city. And while they're learning about the things that we're doing and we're sharing that information, they also feel like they can have a conversation with us.
And with that, you're inviting a lot of conversation with community members, so you're getting a lot more feedback, and I'm assuming interaction has to be up all the time with these accounts, and I'm sure you can see the trend lines and see the way that fits, and that's always great. But how many messages are you getting, and how often is your phone going off, and what really sets it off? Like, when are people reaching out a little bit more, and what are they looking for?
Sure. So I will say that I was never, ever busier than during the first month or two of COVID. We would get anywhere from 20 to 40 direct messages a day in addition to comments, because people were at home. They were wondering what's happening next. They're probably nervous, afraid, even angry in some cases. And they just wanted to be able to reach out and make that connection or get their question answered. And I think that that's what's so important about the work that we do digitally, is giving people that opportunity to connect with their government, but talk to an actual human being and kind of get those questions answered. Now, I will say, when we had the dam failures in 2020, I did not sleep for the first 3 days. I don't know how I managed to survive that. I'm not sure what the human body needs in terms of sleep, but I was not there by any means. And I just remember reading those messages from people and seeing the photos and crying right along with those people that were obviously so afraid and upset and just wanting someone to listen to them. And a lot of it was just messages about people wanting to connect. It wasn't, I need something. It was, I just lost my house. I just lost everything I've ever worked for. And what do I do now? And just to have that human compassion for somebody in that moment. Was I doing my job? I mean, I think I am. But it was more than just being a communications person for the city. It was being a part of this community and giving them that opportunity to have someone to talk to. And I think that's really important.
That's really beautiful. It really separates the idea between that paycheck coming with a specific logo on it and really just gets down to human conversation and that interaction that occurs, because those are the real moments that are part of a much larger wheel within a community. And we talk a lot about collective action here on Max Loves Midland, but that's important, is understanding the role within a community and where you fit in it. So we're pretty lucky to have you be able to communicate with individuals, especially in times of need like that. If anyone's ever going to reach out to the city and they're going to message you on social media, I'm sure there's a lot of places they can get questions answered before that as well. Where are some other spots? Obviously, probably your website or...
Sure. So they can head to cityofmidlandmi.gov. Obviously, any City of Midland social media channel. We check direct messages. We check comments. We check tag posts. That is not an invitation, by the way, to go tag us in every Ask Midland post, because I almost said Max Loves Midland. Tag us in every Max Loves Midland post, by the way. Do that. We love that. But Ask Midland, we just don't engage there. But we will answer questions from there. So we could do it on the website. You could call us. Come into City Hall. My goodness. People, I think they can only come to City Hall when there's a council meeting and they're upset about something, or like to pay their taxes. But come in anytime. We have such a fantastic staff that is willing to help, willing to talk, willing to go that extra mile for our residents. And I think that's what makes us so unique as a local government, and why I am so proud to work for the City of Midland, because we do that. And I'm not just saying that.
We hope you enjoyed that clip from the Max Loves Midland show. If you want to watch the full episode, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to hear that episode, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts.